Hey Facebook, happy Tuesday. I feel like I haven't jumped on live for a little while. I've mainly been going live in my free group, to be honest, my Mindset Mastery Mavens group. So I'll put the link in the comments below if you want to join that group. But I thought I'd come on and have a chat to all of you today because this is a really exciting and important topic. Hey Rachel. So, what did I want to talk to you guys about today? I really wanted to talk about the downward spiral of worry and anxiety and fear and doubt. The rabbit hole that we can find ourselves falling down when people around us project their fear and worry and scarcity and lack onto us, right? It's a real thing and it happens. And you know, you may be going about your day or week and feeling really confident, really good in your decisions, really abundant in your decisions, and then boom, right? It hits you like a ton of bricks where someone somewhere is projecting their opinion or their fear or their worry or their anxiety onto you, right? And then it puts you into this downward spiral of anxiety and worry and not trusting yourself and not trusting your decisions. And then being in that energy, being in that space, then puts you into a really low vibration energetically. And what happens when we are in a low vibration energetically is we start attracting what we don't want. It starts becoming harder. It starts becoming more difficult to attract what we desire simply because we just aren't vibrating at a high frequency, right? We're in this space, we're in this state of fear and worry ourselves, and it becomes paralyzing. If you can relate or resonate with this, let me know below. Give me a yes below if you can totally resonate with what I'm saying. When you're feeling good, you're feeling confident, you've worked on your state, you've worked on your energy, you've worked on your vibration, and you're feeling really confident in your decisions, like you're trusting yourself. And then someone has an opinion because of how they see the world, or because of how they see the experience, or because of how they see the situation, which is totally okay, because everyone sees the world differently. Everyone sees situations differently. Everyone has different opinions on different things. That's what makes the world go round. It's normal, right? It's normal. That's what makes the world go round, is having a difference of opinion, having different experiences in different situations. And also respecting how other people see the world, how other people see a certain situation, how other people see your decision. But it becomes an issue when, yeah, right, Rachel says, and you take it on and then have to put in the work again to change it, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I've just got myself to this space where I feel so good about this decision. I feel so abundant around it. I'm trusting myself. Life is good. Things are moving. And then someone says something, more often than not, it can be someone that you dearly love and care about because their opinions matter, right? You trust them. And then it totally throws you. And then instead of focusing on building what's important to you and moving towards your desires, you're now in a space where you're having to work through the energetic funk that you just allowed yourself, because no one ever does anything to you, allowed yourself to be put into, right? So the way to overcome this is to trust yourself, to always be one step ahead of your decisions, to always be one step ahead of what anyone else may or may not think, their opinions. Everyone does life differently and everyone has the right to do things differently. And if you allow yourself to be rocked by someone else's opinion or worry or lack or scarcity, it's because you aren't trusting yourself enough. You aren't solid enough within the decision that you've made. So the way that you need to be able to combat that is to ask yourself, okay, I acknowledge that this has rocked me. I acknowledge that I have borrowed the scarcity and the lack from someone else. I have borrowed it. And I acknowledge that it's not this other person's fault. They've just shared their experience and their view of the situation and the world. But I have allowed myself to take this on. Why have I allowed myself to take this on? Because I don't trust myself in this decision. It's affected you because you don't trust the decision that you've made in that moment around a certain situation. So always being one step ahead, it comes down to being prepared, knowing where you're headed, knowing why you're headed there, being very clear on the action, the inspired action that you're choosing to take, being very aware and very clear on the energy that you need to operate in, that you need to be in, the energy and the vibration that you need to be in to get there, and to focus on that and only that. Because when we trust ourselves, when we believe that something is inevitable to happen, that something is going to happen, when we are in that space, it doesn't matter what is going on around us. It has no choice but to happen. When we are at a certain level of trust and faith and belief, it has no choice but to happen, but to occur. So if that's the case, then it's our responsibility to make sure that we are staying on top of that. So if something ever rocks you, if someone else's opinion ever puts you into a state of doubt around your own decisions, or worry or lack or scarcity around your own decisions, check in with yourself and go, where do I get to cultivate a higher level of trust? Where do I get to cultivate a higher level of belief and certainty in where I'm going right now? And if this person's opinions have affected me in some way, then where do I get to be more solid in my decision? What action step do I get to take that's going to bring me more certainty in my decision? It's not about trying to convince the other person or people. It's about you convincing yourself, right? It's about you getting to a place where you know that you are on the right path, that you're making the right decisions, that you're trusting your vision, that you're trusting your desires, and asking yourself, what do I get to do next if I'm going to have a higher level of trust and belief in this situation? What do I get to cultivate? What action step do I get to do that's going to bring me a higher level of faith, of trust, of belief in where I'm going? What do I get to do right now in this moment? Whether it's a belief that you choose to embody, a mindset shift that you choose to take on, whether it's a certain action step that you choose to take. Is this making sense? We can't ever control how someone else views the world, how someone else views the choices that we make, how someone else views certain situations. We can't control that. All we can do is control how we choose to see something, how we choose to show up. So if we allow our belief or vision to be rocked in some way, or our decisions where we're losing trust, then it's not about taking on the energy of something else or someone else. It's about asking ourselves, what do I get to do right now that is going to put me into a space of more faith, of certainty, of trust within myself? Do I get to plan a little bit better? Do I get to take a step that I know if I take this step, I'm solid in where I'm going? Do I get to create a shift because maybe this person's highlighted to you? Because that's really what they're doing, right? They're just highlighting to you where you get to become more solid in where you're going. They're just showing you, okay, so this is where your belief gets to be turned up a little bit. This is where the action you're taking gets to be turned up a little bit. And getting yourself to a place where you're so solid, you're so on top of where you're going, it's so clear, it's so locked in that you can keep yourself in the space energetically and vibrationally that you need to be in order for this to occur, in order for this to unfold. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to share that. And I actually want to leave with this as well. Sometimes when we project our opinions, our beliefs, our scarcity onto another person, that actually does more damage than any lesson or any mistake that they're going to make and have to learn from. The fear, the projections of fear and lack and scarcity onto someone else does more damage to them than any mistake or any lesson that they're going to have to learn. So please be mindful of that. If you are someone on the other end who finds themselves getting into a space of worry and anxiety, and therefore you're projecting that worry and anxiety onto someone else and their decisions, please be very mindful that you're actually doing, even if it's coming from a place of care, you're actually doing more damage to that person and to their experience by projecting your worry onto them, as opposed to letting them experience or learn any lesson that they have to learn. We cannot deny someone else of their journey, and we do more damage by projecting our fear than letting someone learn any lesson that they need to learn. And I really want to just finish there because I think that is so important. Whether it's coming from a place of not such a good place and intention, or whether it's coming from the best intentions, we do more damage when we project our fear and worry and lack onto someone else's journey, vision, dreams, decisions, instead of letting them learn any lesson that they may need to learn along the way. Hey, beautiful Talia. I miss you, girl. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this really lands for a lot of you. I feel like it's such an important message. Okay, sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful day, and I will chat to you all soon. And make sure you share or tag this with anyone that you think needs to hear this or that would help them today. Mwah. Bye.